It's time for me to ascend.
From the sewers of Gotham, a new villain emerges. From the rooftops of Gotham, the perfect enemy comes to life.
Yeah.
And the only one who can save this city is a creature of the night.
You missed.
Above Gotham looms its greatest hero.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Worse. We're reviewing
Batman
Returns.
Came out the year I was born, which is really cool.
1992. I noticed that. Yeah, the second movie by Tim Burton that we're going to be doing. Well, the second and final, because this is the end of the Burton Batman movies, sadly.
So for the second Tim Burton Batman film, what do you guys think? I'm going to save my opinion for last. Colin, you a fan?
Well, yeah, I really love Tim Burton's, direction with this. I'm a big fan of Tim Burton's films in general, but, I know Christopher Nolan modernized Batman really well, but, Tim Burton has not read very many Batman comic books, and I know a lot of people that, watch these movies compared to the Christopher Nolan ones. He really kind of butchers the mythology of Batman a little bit, like as far as him killing and not really paying attention to the villains and the whole letting Vicky Vale into the Batcave in the first film. But as far as
which is referenced in this one about.
Oh yeah, they definitely reference it. But as far as
honestly a complaint though about the first movie.
Oh yeah, the fans were really disappointed.
The
fans were really disappointed in the '80s when they did that, because that's something Alfred would never do without Bruce's permission. Alfred's not stupid. So but no. But as far as the look of it, he definitely knows how to capture that gothic feel of everything, not just of Gotham, but of everything else, and has that really dark, Christmassy, Halloween-ish edge that I really like to it. And the score by Danny Elfman is really fantastic. But overall, I really dig this movie. It's a really good. Being someone that loves the mythology and loves all the characters, it doesn't necessarily, it represents them as far as characters, but as far as sticking 100% to their comic book counterpart, it doesn't do that. But that's what the Nolan Batmans are for. This one is more of Tim Burton. Basically, he had more free reign on this one. The studio didn't hold his hand as much. He had a lot more free reign. So and of course Michael Keaton, still does a great job as Batman. He's my second favorite Batman, and he still looks good in the suit. I still really like the costume. The minor tweaks they did to it. The two new villains. We've got Danny DeVito as the Penguin. He's not the way the Penguin usually is in the comics, but there have been some comics where he's more of a mutant-type character. And I really like his humor. Danny DeVito has a really sick but likable sense of humor in this film, and I really I was laughing the entire time and quoting stuff, and I love the whole thing where he's pulls the hand out of the stocking. He's like, "Hi, Max, remember me? I'm Fred's hand." Like all that stuff. Just that humor, and you can tell he's having a real ball with this, and it looks like a lot of fun. There are a lot of impractical things in this movie. How did the gang get a hold of the blueprints for the car, and how can the duck thing go upstairs, and how all this impractical stuff. But it's a comic book movie, so you kind of have to just roll with it. Not to mention it was made in the 90s. But overall, is it a good addition to Batman's long film history? Yes, I enjoy it a lot.
I remember my dad sitting and watching it, and then I just was super disgusted by the whole movie as a child, though, with most of the
I
and
didn't.
everything. But then I was like, as an adult, I'm like, this isn't so bad.
No, it's not so bad.
It's a much dark. Yeah, it's a much darker film because one thing that the critics were saying when this film was released was that it was much darker and more adult than the previous film, and because I mean, a lot of parents were really iffy on the whole Penguin thing. But I mean, I love the character. I mean, I think the character's funny.
I think Danny DeVito, I think he did a fantastic Penguin. Actually,
really,
he's one of the one of the brightest things about this movie. He really shines. I love the mutant, even though he is totally disgusting, but it's hilarious. At least he adds humor. At least he's not like sadistic and all, like just totally not, with no comedy at all. They perfectly they added comedy. They added a sense of like it's darker than the original. He's actually more menacing to me anyway than the Joker in the first movie. I mean, I think this is the better villain. Catwoman, brilliant. Like, I don't really understand. Maybe Kolyn can enlighten me a little bit. Like her origin, like how like she pretty much dies and then she just
all that was. I mean, from a comic book perspective, all that's made up for the film.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, how is it explained, though, of, like, how she's just kind of, like, I mean, I guess she didn't die, but then, obviously, at the end, it's like she should have died by that, being electrocuted, but she didn't.
Yeah, that was all, like I said, the Tim Burtonisms coming in, but, I mean, in the comic, she was more of a, like, she was a gymnast, she was, like, almost, like, in The Dark Knight Rises, they hinted that a little bit, she was a street, kind of like a street rat. She grew up, her dad was a drunk, and I think her mom killed herself or something. So, like, her and her sister grew up on the streets, and in the modern comic, she's actually a stripper. She's
I really like her in this movie. I like Michael Keaton even more. Like, I think he added so much more to Batman in this movie. I love the suit, by the way. It's like, the minor adjustments made me like this suit more. It's not as bulky and awkward looking to me. It looks like it fits him. And it's really cool. I wouldn't mind having a figure of Batman Returns. It looks really cool. And for back then, that's a really, really nice suit, and a lot of just awesome, like, corny things here and there with the gadgets, like whenever his car is parked and he turns it around with the little pillar, it's like a little, but it's like, that's still kind of cool, though, because he's just making sure his car gets completely turned around.
The guy that plays Max Shrek, you guys really were hitting on that.
Walken.
Yeah,
Christopher Walken is, like, really... He's really good in this role. I mean, I didn't know, how I would feel about this. At first, I'm like, is this going to be one of those, like, where you just don't like... And then I really grew to love him.
Danny DeVito is awesome as the Penguin. He's virtually, to me, well, he's not unrecognizable, because, I mean, his voice is in there. He does bring his own character to the Penguin.
Creepy, but
like,
very likable. Like, surprisingly
very,
likable.
Like, really good. I mean, if anyone knows how to do dark comedy extremely well, it's Tim Burton. I mean, I don't think there's any other director ever that really hit the nail on the head, especially in his 90s work. And it just really shines through with this in Batman Returns. And Christopher Walken, me and you have just this mutual love. I mean, I don't know. Like, Kolyn...
I don't get what it is about
doesn't get it, and I don't know how to explain it, so I guess that's like, just his charm.
Look up Christopher Walken memes. I mean, they're all over the place. Like, everybody has just this joke about Christopher Walken, how he talks, especially today. Like I said, that was actually him legitimately in a character, legitimately acting.
I liked
he
his
didn't
character.
have, he didn't have the awkward pauses in his sentences, but if he would have, it would have been perfect. Let's talk about the action in this movie. It ups the scale on, like, you almost feel like it's, like, more modern Batman. Like, some of those moves he was doing, all that. Like, even Kolyn said, like, it sort of felt like, a little bit of Arkham where he's fighting and all that. You can see some of those moves. It's really cool to watch. This, to me, was more of Batman than the first movie. It really is.
Yeah, the street fight.
There was a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of, like, I love the part where he's, like, has the wings and then he fly. Like, that was very Batman, very almost Christopher Nolan. Like, it was awesome with all the bats. And
the And the Batmobile is splitting into, it's not like a bike, but it's like a
little
like
missile.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I just, as soon as I was like, it's like a little bat missile. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like-
just, he tried to fit right in there. Of course, the police cars had to over-exaggerate, crashing into the door behind him.
Yeah.
Little cheesy moments here and there, but not as much as the first movie. And actually, it really surprised me, because when you're watching this movie, you feel like, okay, that could be cheesy, this could start, and then it didn't. It surprised me. It weaved itself together as this really well done, dark movie. And, Catwoman is introduced very well. I thought that was good. They introduced Penguin really well at the beginning of the movie. It's about how his parents throw him into the sewer or whatever, and then I don't know how... I have no idea how he gets the penguins. I have no idea how he, it becomes pretty much a king of the sewers or whatever. But it's Tim Burton, and you just kind of have to accept the universe you're in. And when you accept it, you're like, this is good.
But I feel like in this movie, you also got a better look at the relationship between Selina and Batman, because in The Dark Knight Rises, they kind of have a little. I mean, they have chemistry, but
I was
it's
hanging
not
on to
as,
their dialogue too. The part about their dancing, I was
Yeah.
like, "This is really interesting. This isn't. We didn't really get this with the Nolan film, And
we
so,
do get a dancing scene with them in The Dark Knight Rises, but it's over. It's more like they're taunting each other in The Dark Knight Rises. But in this one, you can tell that they care about
have
each other.
feelings for each other.
Yeah, you can tell they actually care about each other, and they do care about each other in the Nolan movies, but you don't see that till the very end of the movie. So I mean.
And I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I've never been able to really grasp what Catwoman do I like. I've just always kind of had Anne Hathaway to relate to, or the games or cartoons. So I could actually say I really like this Catwoman, even though as a kid I always thought she was creepy and all this stuff, and I didn't like the movie. And then now I really like this movie. I mean, that's my honest opinion, much more than the original film. I can actually put this as one of my favorite Batman movies. I think this is the better soundtrack, honestly. The little snip. I mean, it's most of the same stuff, but it's got its own stuff.
It's the more varied
yeah.
soundtrack. It's a love-hate with me with Danny Elfman sometimes, and he can overdo the really creepy choir sometimes. But it was. I think this movie was really varied, well-balanced soundtrack. I mean, I think it's really good.
It fit the snowy Gotham.
Yeah,
it
that
really does.
Christmassy,
And it
yeah.
almost got a Rises vibe with all
Yeah.
the snow and everything. I actually felt that vibe many times.
Honestly, I feel like people complain about the story being kind of weak in this one. I actually really like the whole, I actually find it, even though the Penguin is a creepy character, I do find it kind of sad. I mean, we were talking about this at the beginning of the film when we watched it. That, I mean, it's sad that his parents, just because of a deformity, his parents are throwing him, in the sewer, basically killing their kid, or trying to kill their kid. And I mean, I found that kind of tragic, and it kind of goes with Batman's tragedy a little bit. So, I mean, like I said, a lot of people don't really like the story, but I like the darkness of it. I mean, the darker they can do Batman, the more I like it most of the time. So, I mean, overall, like I said, I think it's a fantastic film. I really enjoy it. Does it have its flaws? Yes. But do I enjoy it and put it, in my Batman collection? I own it. So, yes, I love this film.
It's one of those movies that I think, most big film fans that have watched these original Batman films, this movie in particular, they always put on their, watch around Christmas list. And I can see why now, because it has Christmas in the movie, and it's snowing, and it's Batman, and Batman's an all-year thing. You can enjoy it, but it's pretty specifically could be enjoyed at Christmas time. If you just want a Tim Burton dark Batman, just sit with the family and watch it. But it's really good, and I enjoyed it.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. This was our review on Batman Returns, 1992.
You can look forward to a couple more Batman films that we're going to be reviewing. One specifically, an animated film. So you guys that are Batman fans know what we're talking about. It's a little special animated Batman film that we're excited to review. So that'll be coming up very soon. Oh, and if you want, only if you want, check out other reviews and reactions we have done. Mostly reviews. Well, the reactions are good too. Go ahead and check them out. Become a worst friend today. Subscribe right now and become a part of this. We really appreciate it. We're growing. Thank you guys so much. Drop that like button if you enjoyed, or if you enjoy this movie. Leave in the comments what you think about this movie or the original Batman films in general. Discuss with us, guys. We love talking to you guys, and you guys will be seeing us next time.
Thanks, guys.
So, guys, that wraps up this.
I played this stinking city like a harp from hell.
I don't know what that was.
Whoa.
But anyway, what I was saying, guys, was if you...
I played this stinking city like a harp from hell.
That's creep me out. What I tried to say during that interruption...
You gotta admit, I played this stinking city like a harp from hell.
Something like that.
I didn't say that.